Hey guys, we are giving out a ton of these DeWalt samples today. Just fill out our quick 2-minute survey.
Good Friday evening to you. I'm Brian Blakely.
And I'm Alicia Barnes. Out of the nation's capital tonight, House representatives approved legislation to legalize marijuana. Now, the vote went down along party lines, but it's still unclear tonight if the Senate will approve the measure.
Queen City News reporter Will Lewis joins us in the studio. And Will, you spoke with a local grower who is obviously very happy about this moving forward.
I sure did, Brian and Alicia, and he tells me we've been here before in 2020, and hopefully this time the Senate will follow suit. He says the legislation means more green from the ground and possibly in local banks.
On this vote, the yeas are 220 and the nays are 204.
After the vote in the U.S. House of Representatives, the nation is halfway to legalizing marijuana.
I'm still smiling every time I think about it. Just, having the opportunity to reach the Senate one more time.
Get all those crystals on there.
Wow.
Lorenzo McNulty, managing partner of Keep It Hemple, a local CBD company, says federal legislation could be a windfall for growers, not only because of the ability to grow marijuana, but cannabis-related companies will finally have access to federally insured banks.
I don't know if you can really do a legitimate business without the ability to bank, right? To build your business credit, to get those loans and things that are a part of this MORE Act.
The Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement, or MORE Act, decriminalizes marijuana by removing it from the federal government list of controlled substances.
Far too long, we have treated marijuana as a criminal justice problem instead of as a matter of personal choice and public health.
It would also clear some marijuana-related criminal convictions. North Carolina Representative Alma Adams tweeted out, "I'm voting to finally put an end to the criminalization of marijuana in the U.S. and begin repairing the harm of decades of failed drug policy." 3 Republicans voted for the MORE Act, but there was heavy opposition.
I can tell you, marijuana is nothing more than a gateway drug.
South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace introduced marijuana legislation as well, but voted no for the MORE Act. In a statement to Queen City News, Mace said, "The MORE Act forces a system on South Carolinians and other states they do not want. By comparison, my bill, the States Reform Act, removes the federal government from the equation and allows states to decide for themselves. There is still one more hurdle before people can light up legally on the federal level, and that's get through the Senate."
You take a look at that House vote, it was pretty much right down the middle, right? And so moving into the Senate, we feel like we have a really good chance.
Now, so far, there hasn't been any comment from the White House. The senators expect to see the first version of the bill here this month.
Lawmakers in the House passed a bill to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level. Debates were heard on the House floor earlier today. In an opening statement, the bill's sponsor, Gerald Nadler, said that the bill would reverse decades of failed federal policies based on the criminalization of marijuana. But not everyone is on board with that legislation.
Mr. Speaker, criminal penalties for marijuana offenses with resulting collateral consequences are unjust and harmful to our society.
Decriminalizing means cops spend less time busting people for marijuana possession and more time looking for people committing violent crime. That's a better use of law enforcement time.
And many Republicans argue that there are other things that they should be focusing on, like the war in Ukraine and inflation. If this measure passes, it would remove marijuana from the Controlled Substance Act's list of federally banned drugs. The House is voting on a bill to legalize marijuana. What do we know about where that bill is, what's actually included in it, and really how likely it is to pass?
It is very likely to pass the House of Representatives. A similar version has passed the House before. Democrats appear to have the votes to do it. It would effectively legalize marijuana nationwide. It would end criminal penalties for the manufacture, the distribution, and sale. And it would also set up procedures to tax cannabis products nationwide. Of course, what happens next is the big question. It goes to the Senate. There is a real desire among some top Democrats, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York, to decriminalize and legalize marijuana nationwide. But of course, as you know, Morgan, anything in the Senate needs 60 votes. That would be an uphill climb.
All right, Sahil Kapoor joining us with the latest. We appreciate it, Sahil.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories.